we're getting married. By the way, can I use your backyard? Hey, we're getting married. By the way, you know that great dip that you make? Could you make it for 75? Or, you know the grilling that you do? We love your steaks. Could you make them to order at our... No. The long and short of it is this lady's a member of a friend group, and one is getting married. And she announced her engagement to her fiance a few weeks ago. We're all happy for her. Over the weekend, though, she shared more specific plans for the wedding, and that's where things have kind of gone off the rails. She has been watching a lot of people on TikTok and Instagram showing how to plan a, quote, free wedding, as you can see. And so immediately you go, what's a free wedding? Well, it's where the couple spends $0, aside from the marriage certificate. And she goes, at first I thought that meant a city hall wedding, which would be completely fine, but then she got into the details. So she's going to try to find someone with a large outdoor space to use. So I'm going to use your house. Mm-hmm. You're going to donate their area in support of love, as you can read along. All the guests are going to bring a potluck with very specific assignments. But it's not that's not a potluck then, is it? If everyone has a specific assignment.
You're on spoons.
Yes, exactly. Then a friend will officiate. Now, I've done that for some friends. That doesn't bother me as much, and I've done it for free. And then you want a friend for photography, a friend to save the dates and the invites. Family's going to do the flowers. What the hell?
Wow.
Then you have a friend who's going to be the DJ. You know, instead of give me a gift, you're just going to, let me use your backyard or your house, and then you're all going to... Would you go to one of those?
I mean, boy, you're asking for trouble. I mean, basically, you have drafted people like you're sending them to Vietnam and said, well, you're doing this. You're putting up a tent. It's like, all right, I'll do the best.
Right. Well, and I understand that going to a wedding sometimes can be pricey if you have to travel, especially if you're the wedding party. So you could possibly save some money, but it still seems like an awful lot of work.
Right. No gifts. We just want your labor.
We just want your labor and your house and your trade. We want you to do all that stuff for us. She then said she wanted this person who's writing to make the cake, sent me some pictures for inspiration. They were ridiculously elaborate, talking multi-tier font. Like, you can't just ask a rando that to make that. Like, no. And she insists, this is going to be fun. It's going to be taking a village. She said fun or not, what she was describing as basically her friends and family subsidizing her wedding and doing all the work.
Yeah.
And it was unfair to expect people to spend so much on her quote-unquote free wedding, i.e. their materials to make all this stuff and their time and everything else.
Well, if you said to somebody... Yeah, exactly. If you said to somebody, hey, would you mind making the cake? And then take it from there... that's one thing. But if you say, I want a cake and it needs to look like this and there has to be motorized bride and groom that come out of a clock, that's crazy.
And it's one thing if you go, hey, can you take care of the cake being just buy a couple of sheet cakes and throw them on a table. To your point, that's one thing. But like you said, to be like, no, it's got to be ornate. It's got to be everything else. So basically this woman said, hey, this isn't realistic. It's not. It's going to end up being crap. It's not going to be great. You're going to have all these people doing all this stuff. You're going to have like 14 different people bringing, pigs in a blanket. Mm-hmm. And so long story short, lady gets mad. She got super quiet, just looked at me for a minute or so and then left. And I felt like I really hurt her. She then messaged me saying, sorry, don't worry about the cake, with no more context. I'm feeling pretty bad now, especially since she was so happy and excited. If ever said anything mean to me, perhaps I should have just gone along with the cake. I also was frustrated about the cake request. So is she an asshole for basically telling this woman this free wedding's going to go to shit real quick?
No, she's not. She's being a friend.
Thank you.
And gosh, it's already hard enough to get everybody happy with everything in a wedding. There are so many moving parts, and there's so many opportunities for things to go sideways. Now you're putting it in the hands of amateurs, and it's just going to blow up in her face.
Well, and how do you go about asking each individual person that's going to be at this quote unquote free wedding? How do you go, hey, we're getting married. By the way, can I use your backyard?
Right.
Or, hey, we're getting married. By the way, you know that great dip that you make? Could you make it for 75 or however many people, you know, whatever? By the way, you know the grilling that you do? We love your steaks. Could you make them to order at our... No, because it doesn't even say anything about a reception area, too.
Yeah.
You're going to have to use someone else's garage or something?
Well, and this is worse than the DIY shows like on cable where it somehow gets wrapped up in 45 minutes and you're good. This is from TikTok where it gets wrapped up in 90 seconds somehow. and,
Right.
and so your expectations are completely off the charts.
She didn't say anything, thank God, about someone sewing her dress or making the groom's tux. But yeah, so I don't think this woman is an asshole at all.
No.
I think she's just being a realist and being a true friend, saying, hey, listen, Toots, if you there's that old saying, Johnny, you get what you pay for. And if you have a free wedding, it ain't free.